Charlamagne, say the gang, donkey of the day, man.
You are a donkey.
Now, usually we do Donkey of the Day right here.
Yes, usually Donkey of the Day is here, but since Monique mentioned Donkey of the Day 76 times in a 1 hour span, and she's very upset about being Donkey of the Day.
Very upset.
After hearing the interview, and, I just want to know, do people think she deserved to get Donkey of the Day?
All right.
That's all I want to know. I just want to open up the phone line. Let's talk to the people.
1051. Hello, who's this?
This is Caleb.
Hey, Caleb, you think Monique deserved Donkey of the Day?
Yes, I absolutely think she deserves Donkey of the Day. Like, see it like this, Envy. Say you selling a pair of shoes for $200.
Right.
And the person you selling the shoes to for $200 don't necessarily think they worth $200. They think they may be worth $100. Can you get mad at that person because they want to buy them for $100? Or the best thing to do is go sell their shoes to another person on the street, see how much you can get for them. You can't get mad at Netflix because they don't want to offer you what you think you like. Netflix doesn't owe Monique. That's the thing.
Well, the funny thing is I said the same thing. I said Netflix is a business. And if I'm the owner of Netflix and I know Monique has rumored that she's hard to work with, that nobody else wants to give her a deal, I'm not going to offer her a lot of money either. She has nowhere else to go. That's business.
And I'm going to tell you something else about Business 101.
What's that?
When presented with a deal, if you don't like the offer, counter offer. And after every first deal, you probably going to have to counter offer. There's no first deal that you take and you love it.
And
she didn't even counter offer.
I think in general, in life, people know that companies always offer you a lowball number because they do expect you to come back with a counter offer.
Well, let's go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this?
Good morning, Danielle.
Good morning, Danielle. Did Monique deserve Donkey of the Day when she got it?
No, she did not.
Why?
How many more years do they got to work? 25, 30, 40 years in the game, and you still making them prove it like they came in the game yesterday. These are our legends. We don't throw away Richard Pryor like that. If Richard Pryor would have got an offer for $500,000, give away 2 years of your work, you would have been having a fit, and Netflix would have had to pay. And the fact that you said yourself, Envy, that nobody else is giving it to her, that shows that she's not only being blackballed, but being ostracized. That means who else are they doing it to that's quietly sitting by, doing it themselves? That's not fair.
No, that's not fair.
So you think
this fight is more than black men, and if black men want us to stand up and empower black people with them, they got to stand behind their black women when the black women are being ostracized too. And there's more people in this game than Oprah. And Oprah putting folks on for selective generosity exists. And we can't keep doing our own like that. Not in hip-hop. Not in hip-hop, Monique, hip-hop.
Yeah, right.
Listen, man, this is the thing. No disrespect to none of the legends, but even some of these legends will tell you they know they can't get the paydays that some of these new people get. But we keep talking about these paydays like Chris Rock hasn't been in the game for over 20 plus years. Dave Chappelle hasn't been in the game over 20 plus years. You know why Dave and Chris got these big paydays? Because they're still hot right now. Because they're still out here selling out arenas. Dave Chappelle did 1,500 shows before he did his Netflix deal and was selling out Radio City Music Hall. Chris Rock is all over the world selling out arenas. Please tell me when the last time you seen Monique in an arena.
No, it's drawing power. Like you said, it's drawing power. Chris
power.
Rock can sell out Madison Square Garden. I don't know if Monique can. And since she said it was hip-hop, Big Daddy Kane, I'm going to bring it to hip-hop, is a legend. One of the reasons why I love hip-hop so much. Could he sell out Madison Square Garden right now by himself? I don't think so.
And by the way,
Jay-Z can. And that's why Jay-Z will get that money to do it. Or a new artist like Lil Uzi Vert probably can. That's why they would give him the money. That doesn't mean Big Daddy Kane is not a legend, because he is. But they're going to give the money to the person that has the big and drawing power.
And once again, I don't think Amy Schumer is funny, but we're not going to sit here and act like she did not do a 50-city arena tour around the world and sell it out in 2016.
And
that's why she got that money.
Produce his own special and then end up selling it to Netflix after. I feel like things like that also give you more leverage. It's already done. It's packaged. Do you guys want it? It's a quick, easy thing for them to pick up.
All right. And we're asking 800-585-1051. Do you think Monique deserved Donkey of the Day? Hello, who's this?
Yo, man, what up, man? My name is Rep Montana, man, from Louisville, Kentucky. What up, y'all?
What's up, bro? We're talking Monique this morning. You think she deserved Donkey today?
Man, let me keep it all the way 100 with y'all, man. To ask the world to literally boycott something that, we do every day when people don't have cable, you deserve Donkey for that. But I do want to say this much because I've listened to the interview. I've been trying to call y'all for days. I've been trying to speak on that Faison Love situation. Charlamagne, I slightly agree with you when you say people who aren't funny and are funny. Dave Chappelle's not funny to me. But for him to get 60 million, I think they should have done something better for Monique. That's just my personal opinion.
Man, no, but Dave may not be funny to you, but Dave is funny to tens of millions of other people who come to his show all the time, and they're sold out.
Yes.
Dave sold out Radio City Music Hall like 1 million times.
Yes.
What are we talking about here?
But thank you for your call, bro.
Monique should be concentrating her energy into actually doing like another special or something like that, because I feel like she's doing a tour about her boycott.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning, this is Candace from Jersey. Okay, so can I comment on the whole Monique thing?
Go ahead, Candace.
She absolutely deserved Donkey of the Day because, see, here's my thing. I think Monique is a legend. I do think she has an extensive resume, but she hasn't done anything, like, currently that makes her as qualified as Amy Schumer to get an $11 million deal with Netflix. I feel like she shouldn't have worried about what was in Amy's bag, and she should have got her own bag. And if she really feels like there's an inequality in black women or women in the Hollywood business, she should get her own studio. Build your brand and get your own studio. Then you won't have to worry about doing deals with Netflix and being under their, negotiation deals that's not, suited to your liking. But you got to do something. You can't worry about somebody else trying to get your own.
No, she said she can't go out there and do her own arena tour. We asked her that. She said the reason she can't is because promoters won't allow her to, or promoters don't book her or whatever. And I just want to say
people don't necessarily like her. Correct.
Well, I want to say this. Those top-tier comedians like Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, promoters don't give them work, okay? Those guys give the promoters work, and they determine what dates those promoters' services are needed.
And I'm going to say something so real, right? Charlamagne, when you got to the Breakfast Club, right? You had just got fired from a radio station for the 4th time. Your reputation wasn't the best in the world. That people thought that you were a bully.
My reputation was that I was a liability.
A liability and a troublemaker, right? So when
true.
When the Breakfast Club gave you that offer, was it a great offer or was it the lowest offer of the low?
Yeah, I was broke. It was low. It wasn't
the lowest of the low.
It
wasn't the lowest of the low. I will say it was the most I had ever made in radio up to that point, but based off what I'm making now, it's not even close.
But you had to build up something where people knew that you were a draw, and then you was able to knock them over the head, correct?
Absolutely. I had to get those numbers.
You had to prove yourself.
Once people realize that, I'm not the liability that they think I am, that I'm actually a nice guy to work with, that helped. But most importantly, it's the numbers. If I didn't have these numbers, when we first started the Breakfast Club, how many markets were we in? One. New York City. Now we in 80-plus markets around the country in 150 countries via the Armed Forces Network. We've got a crazy YouTube following. Of course I'm going to get that coin now.
And that's the point. 800-585-1051. We're talking Monique this morning. Do you think she deserved Donkey today? Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Kiana from Austin.
Hey, Kiana, did you think Monique deserved Donkey today?
Absolutely not. Charlamagne, I usually listen to him every morning, and I'm very disgusted with the fact that he did this to her, and I'm going to tell you why.
Go ahead.
I believe Monique in so many ways, and I can relate to her. Because even though I'm not in the filming industry, I'm in the finance industry. And I am the only black mortgage banker at my job for a retail bank in the 5 boroughs, all of Westchester County, and I get blackballed all the time. So it's like, they try to paint black women as aggressive and we ask for more than what we are worth. But I just found out the other day that a lot of other loan officers that are not people of color are getting paid more on their deals. So I can believe it. She has an extensive resume. I grew up off of Monique watching the Parkers alone. And, he just acts like her legacy is not worth nothing.
No, not at all.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, my love. The fact of the matter is Netflix is not giving deals based off resumes and legacy. They're giving deals based off what are you doing right now. We're acting like Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Amy Schumer are not selling out arenas right now and haven't been for the past 4 years. Like prior to getting these Netflix deals. That's why they got these big Netflix deals.
And the other thing I would say to you is not really just about Netflix. And I know I keep bringing this up, but I know she's had issues with people and she's called them out, Lee Daniels, with Will Packer, with Oprah. And these are people of color also, and Oprah's a black woman. And I think that also affects certain things. She could have been doing more projects with them, but because of whatever happened behind the scenes, it's not happening for her.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm happy to be on that list, Monique. I'm happy. I'm glad that you have me on the list of people that you don't like Oprah, Tyler, Lee Daniels. I'm fine. Thank you.
My goodness.
Nice list to be on. I also want to say this too, man. Like when it comes to like Madison Square Garden, nobody puts you in Madison Square Garden. Like comedians do so much business in other places that it becomes an option. Like somebody like Dave Chappelle doesn't like arena, so he'll do multiple shows at Radio City. That's Dave's choice. Amy Schumer chose to play the Garden because she had the option, and the Garden booked her based on past ticket sales. Comics make their own opportunities. This isn't the record business. So when Monique says that they won't allow her to do arenas, it's not that they won't allow her. She just don't have the option based off her past and current ticket sales. She can't fill the Garden.
You don't think the drawing power? She doesn't have the drawing power to fill it.
That's
Now,
simple.
I do believe that $500,000 is not what she's worth, but
I think we
in
all
this
agree- we all agree
situation,
with that. We all
in this
agree with that.
situation, if nobody's giving you a deal and the deals that you got are less than that, and I know that your name is Pooh because people say that you're hard to work with, I would give you a low deal as well. I honestly would, because this is business. This is not about your legacy. If it was about legacy, I'd give you all the money in the world. But this is about business, and I think Monique understands that. Let's go to
I'll
the
tell you
next-
one thing she don't
next
understand.
line.
She don't. Oh, go ahead.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, what's up, man? It's Tom.
Tom, do you believe Monique should have got donkey today?
Yes, give it to her again. Yo, that's messed up. The problem I got with it is because she's being divisive. You know what I'm saying? She's using racial bias and gender bias. And then she would even want to bring in black producers like Will Packer and Lee Daniels and compare them to people like Harvey Weinstein. Like,
horrible.
These guys are sexual predators, you know, and you comparing our black producers to him to make a point. Like, where there's smoke, there's fire. Everybody's came out and said that she's difficult to work with. Everybody, black men, black women. So stop using the racial thing and stop using the gender thing and just accept it for what it is. Like,
Right.
It's not working for you right now. And she's pulling.
And that's why I
everybody
give her a
down.
donkey today to begin with, because she's weaponizing racial bias, gender bias, and these real issues like black women being underappreciated and undervalued in the workplace for a personal situation. Like she knows she knows that what's going on with her and Netflix has nothing to do with anything but analytics. Period.
But
she don't got the numbers.
I do love the fact that we can come up here as a community and be able to talk about it, whether we agree or disagree. So we appreciate Monique for coming up here. But one thing
I show Monique love. She ain't show it back, though.
Hold on. One thing I was going to say that I thought was a little strange and a little crazy, and I did not like what Monique did, but that was on you, Charlamagne, was continue to call your government name, you know. That was because that was a sign of disrespect. That was she was trying to be funny and disrespectful.
That's his real name.
No, his name is Charlamagne the God on the radio.
My name is Leonard McKelvey. My mama named me that. What is wrong being called my name? You think my mama calls me Charlamagne the God?
Your name is Charlamagne on the radio. That's
my
your name
mama
on the
calls
radio.
me
That's
Leonard.
what we
My
know.
wife calls me Leonard.
So every
Like, I don't
guest that
mind.
comes up here, we can call you Leonard?
That's my name. I don't listen.
Yes or
Sean,
no?
what are you so upset about?
Okay, then I don't care. If you don't care, I don't care. Leonard.
Yes.
Let's wrap this up.
Rashawn, Leonard, what's next?
It's a lot of things we can say about this Monique interview.
Well,
but
hold on.
thing,
Let me do that over. Daddy, let's wrap this up.
Oh, thank you, my love. Listen, my love, if it's one thing that we can take from this Monique interview, if it's just one thing I want everybody to take, is business 101. When presented a deal, if you don't like the offer, counter offer. And after every first deal, you will have to counter offer. If you don't counter offer, you have no one to blame but yourself. They did not counter offer, which is crazy to me. That alone is the craziest thing I took away from that interview. I don't even know what we're talking about or what we're debating if you didn't even counter offer. And by the way, Monique thought they did counter offer, but her husband said they didn't counter offer. So it sounds like it's a miscommunication between talent and management, but that ain't my business. Hope y'all enjoyed the show today.
And shout to Monique. I do think she's funny, and I think that $500,000 was a way low offer, but I think she should have countered offer. And,
Well, you're
and
the
I
only
wish her
one
the
the
best.
people on her Periscope like.
Yeah, that's what she said. But you know, I think she's funny, you know, and I definitely wish her the best.
By the way, go check out Dave Chappelle's new stand-up on Netflix, as well as Chris Rock, called Tambourine. All right? I can't recommend Amy Schumer's because I don't think it's funny. But Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, go check it out.
Now, Daddy number 2. Daddy number 2.
I'm not your daddy.